An attempted robbery stopped, all thanks to an employee who fought back. It happened in Lincolnton this afternoon. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Gary Brode.
And I'm Morgan Fogarty. Lincolnton police say 2 men went into Dave's vape shop to rob it, while a third waited outside in a getaway car. At least one had a gun. Police say they assaulted an employee inside the store, stole merchandise and cash, but as they ran from the store, the employee fired a gun at them, hitting one of the robbers. The 2 robbers later showed up at urgent care to get medical help, where they were arrested. The getaway car driver was also located and arrested. 20-year-old Kwan Monteith Jr. and 20-year-old Jacorrion Montgomery are now charged with robbery with a dangerous weapon. More charges.
¿Cómo estás ahora?
Asustada. Entonces sí tengo miedo.
Hairstylist Nancy says she's scared, really scared.
In the 18 years I've been working here, nothing like this has happened.
She was giving a young man a haircut here inside Marissa's beauty salon on Bassey Road when a masked man armed with a gun barged in, shouting demands.
Money, cell phones. Eso sí, money, cell phones, purse. Money.
Nancy grabbed a $20 bill off the counter.
Rápido.
It all happened so fast, so fast.
At first, she thought it was a joke.
But when he got closer, I saw his eyes. He seemed like he was on something, and I said, this is not a game. This is real.
7:30 at night, it was just Nancy, her 26-year-old customer in the chair, and a coworker.
Volví a apuntar, o sea.
And then he pointed the gun at us and said, don't move, so we didn't move. Then he asked us why we weren't getting him the money from the register, and I said, well, because you told me not to move.
That's when the customer spoke up.
He told him that the person who had all the money had already collected it and left for the day. He got even more mad when he saw there wasn't anything to take.
Pegó a mi cliente.
So he hit my customer with his gun, pistol whipped him.
Nancy says after pistol whipping that customer in this chair, the would-be robber ordered the customer onto the ground over here, then started to zip tie him. Was about to tie up his legs when that customer, from his knees, pulled out his own gun and shot the would-be robber at least 3 times.
Flipped him over, took off his mask while Nancy called 911.
Es impresionante.
It was impressive, like he was Agent 007.
The armed robber, now ID'd as 50-year-old Victor Cardenas, was pronounced dead at the hospital. The armed customer, in the right place at the right time, Nancy says, should have been there for his haircut earlier, but decided to stop by his house first.
Fue a su casa.
He went to his house just for his gun. I don't know if he already felt that something was going to happen, but he went to his house and said, I'm going to get a haircut, but I came for my gun. Just like that.
Mi héroe.
He was my hero.
Less than a day later, Nancy's back at work cutting hair. Still shaken up, but not enough to miss work.
Tengo que trabajar.
I have to work. I have a family to feed and bills to pay.
I'm Robert Price reporting.
Up on a Tuesday morning shooting at a Boardman apartment complex. Details have emerged on what may have happened before it. First News reporter Abigail Cloutier explains.
An aggravated burglary led to the burglar getting shot and getting charged on Tuesday. Police were called to an apartment complex at the 100 block of Shields Road around 2 in the morning. The caller told police someone kicked down his door before running down the hallway. When Boardman police got there, they found Lawrence Simon with a gunshot wound and the neighbor who shot him. That neighbor told police he was worried Simon would cause him serious physical harm after kicking in his door, saying he also received texts from Simon, quote, talking weird and saying to, quote, get ready. Other people who live in the complex told Boardman police they heard doors slamming, yelling, and music about an hour before the shooting. One neighbor told police she heard a door slam and a man yell, quote, shoot me, shoot me. 2 shots were fired during the incident. One hit Simon in the leg, the other went through a neighbor's shower wall. Boardman police say when they placed Simon under arrest, he became irate and uncooperative and told medical staff he would rather bleed out at the hospital. Simon's charged with aggravated burglary, a first-degree felony. He will be arraigned next week.
Texarkana, Arkansas police tell us they've arrested a teen armed with 2 guns at the Texarkana Regional Airport. Here's what we know. Police say about 7:30 this morning, the teen showed up at the airport's Signature Aviation armed with an AR-style rifle, a handgun, and demanded a plane. The Signature Aviation employees were able to lock themselves in a nearby room and call 911. The teen then made it to the airfield where the private planes are located. A private pilot who saw what was happening got his own gun and ordered the armed teen to the ground and took the weapons.
But of course, anytime you have an incident like this, we find ways to improve it, make it faster, make it so that way, if you can even shave 10 to 15 seconds off, that can mean more lives saved in the future. So we will find ways to improve our systems, but we're very proud that today nobody was hurt.
So we're told the airport is open. The teenager is now facing multiple charges, including aggravated assault, attempted aggravated battery, and first-degree terroristic threatening. The suspect was taken to an Arkansas juvenile detention center.
When Sun Prairie East head coach Crystal
Mustang police say a man is dead after a shooting this afternoon in a home. The incident happening in a neighborhood just near South Morgan Road and Highway 152.
News 4's Mecca Thompson was at the scene and spoke with the police chief. Mecca, what do you have to say?
Adria Dillon, the chief tells me the victim is an elderly man. He also confirmed the victim and the suspect are related.
About 4 o'clock this evening, we got a call of a gunshot. One gunshot was fired, and one elderly male sustained fatal injuries.
A deadly shooting in Mustang happening inside a home near Longview Lane and South Morgan Road.
Turns out we had a verbal altercation that had occurred inside a residence here, and fortunately the altercation escalated. Not exactly sure on the details.
Chief Mike Wallace with the Mustang Police Department says the victim and suspect are related.
There were 2 other individuals, a total of 4 in the home, but as far as I know, nobody else witnessed anything at this point. So it's still early on. It was isolated to one room in the house where the other individuals were not in there. That's what we know. It does appear to be domestic in nature, not a common occurrence, especially in this neighborhood.
Authorities calling for extra assistance with the crime scene.
We are getting some assistance from OSBI with the scene, but our investigators are working with the individuals. They'll have to document this scene, and that'll take however long OSBI needs. We're going to stand by and keep this scene covered while they do the work that they need to do.
The suspect.
Nobody's been taken into custody. Our investigators will work probably for a few more hours, I'm sure, just with the human side of it, and then they'll prepare their paperwork.
Since the incident was isolated, Chief Wallace says there is no active threat to the public.
If the criminal does not fear the police, a judge, or prison, he must be taught to fear his victims.